What's going on, guys? Top Rope Club back with another video. Today I want to talk about John Cena's appearance on Cody Rhodes' What Do You Want to Talk About podcast, because there were a couple of things that really stood out to me, especially when it comes to Cena's heel turn and that final moment where he taps out to Gunther, smiling. I watched the full podcast so you don't have to, and while it was an interesting listen, it was also pretty frustrating in a lot of ways. The biggest takeaway from the entire conversation is that there was no real long-term plan behind John Cena's heel turn. Cena more or less confirmed that the idea was simply to make a moment. That was it. They had an opportunity, they had big names involved, and they went for the shock factor without mapping out what came next. Now, don't get me wrong, the moment was big. It went viral. People are still talking about it. I wouldn't even be making this video if it hadn't happened. WWE clearly values moments now more than ever, because they live forever on highlight reels, TikTok clips, and social media. But moments without follow-through eventually lose their impact. Cena spoke very positively about it, but you could tell he was being careful. He didn't criticize the booking, didn't challenge the decision, and didn't really answer questions directly. A lot of his responses felt diplomatic, and I get why. He's still an ambassador for the company. He's not going to bury creative or Triple H on a podcast. But because of that, it felt like we got a watered-down version of how he really feels. The issue isn't that the heel turn happened. The issue is that it went nowhere. There was no real continuation with The Rock. Travis Scott disappeared. The story didn't evolve. And Cena even acknowledged that, saying essentially, "We made the moment, and then we had to figure out what was next." That's backwards booking. When you do something that drastic, especially on a retirement run, the follow-up matters more than the shock itself. And that follow-up just wasn't there. Yes, we got some good matches out of it. Cena mentioned AJ Styles, Randy Orton, R-Truth, CM Punk, and those matches were fine, some were very good. But we also got another Brock Lesnar squash, which achieved absolutely nothing. That spot could have gone to someone younger, someone who could have used the rub. Instead, it was wasted. And that's the bigger problem with Cena's entire retirement run. Ask yourself this, who was actually elevated by it? How many new stars came out of Cena's final year feeling bigger than they did before? Gunther tapping Cena out doesn't really count because Gunther was already a made man. Two-time world champion, longest reigning IC champion, retired Goldberg. He didn't need that moment. Dominic Mysterio got a pin on Cena, but there was no meaningful follow-up. It came and went. That's the story of the whole run. Big opportunities that never fully paid off. Now let's talk about the tap out and the smile. This was the most interesting part of the podcast. Cena explained that the smile was intentional. He described it as going peacefully, almost like the end of a life. The wrestler John Cena dying peacefully in the ring. And listen, I understand what he was trying to say artistically. I get the metaphor, but it still doesn't sit right with me. John Cena's entire career, for over 20 years, was built on one mantra: never give up. It was on his merch, his promos, his connection with kids through Make-A-Wish. It defined him, and the final image we get of him as a wrestler is him giving up. That's hard to reconcile. If the goal was to put Gunther over, there was an easy solution. Have Cena pass out. Gunther still wins. He looks dominant. Cena stays true to who he's always been. Instead, the tap-out contradicts everything his character stood for. Cena tried to frame it as full circle. For me, it wasn't. It felt forced. I also can't help but wonder how much input Cena really had in that decision. He said he was happy with it, but of course he's going to say that publicly. Behind closed doors? I'm not so sure. And that's kind of the theme of the whole podcast. Cena didn't really answer questions, he deflected, he joked. At one point when Cody asked what was next for him, Cena talked about getting dental work done and going on holiday. It was funny, but it wasn't the answer Cody was clearly looking for. It all reinforced the same idea. The heel turn happened to create a moment, not to tell a complete story. That brings us back to WWE's bigger issue right now. Triple H absolutely understands moments, but moments without structure don't sustain a product. Wrestling needs payoff. It needs continuity. It needs characters to evolve in ways that feel earned. Cena's retirement run could have been a massive passing of the torch period for the next generation. Instead, it felt like nostalgia mixed with missed opportunities. And when you look at the roster, that's concerning. So many top names aren't going to be around forever. Cena's gone, Brock's part-time, Randy, AJ, Punk, all closer to the end than the beginning. The question is, who's being built to replace them? Because that responsibility isn't going away. At the end of the day, the podcast was still worth watching if you're a Cena fan. It was calm, reflective, and gave some closure, especially regarding the smile and the tap-out. But if you went in expecting honesty, controversy, or real answers about the booking, you won't get them. What you will get is confirmation that one of the biggest moments in recent WWE history happened without a real plan behind it. And that, more than anything else, is why fans are frustrated. Let me know what you think. Did the heel turn work for you? Were you okay with Cena tapping out? Or do you feel like his final year could have been handled much better? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and I'll catch you in the next one.